If you've been playing Fire Emblem Engage for a while and have been wondering why some of your characters seem to be getting better stat increases than others, or why some of your units continue to suck no matter how much you train them, then this video is for you. We'll talk about how the leveling system and stat increases actually work, and how the class you choose for each character can make a huge difference in their viability long term. Then we'll also discuss the 5 most powerful characters based on overall stat growth, and explain what I was referring to in that thumbnail as well. So let's get started.
As your steward.
Stat growth in Fire Emblem Engage works like this. Each level, a character has a chance to increase each of their stats by 1. This chance is based on a percentage for each stat, which is different for each character. For example, here is Alir's stat increase chance. Alir has a 35% chance to gain 1 point in strength each level up, and a 60% chance to gain 1 HP. But these are just Alir's personal percentages. If we add in Alir's starting class of Dragon Child, we can see the additional percentage added to each stat. As you can see here, Dragon Child provides an additional 10% to both HP and strength gain chance, making them 70 and 45% respectively. The combination of personal growth rates and class growth rates means that certain characters are predisposed to be much better at one class over the others. And not all characters start as an optimal class. Looking at you, Clan and Anna. A general rule of thumb to follow is that characters with high strength rates should be in a martial class, while those with higher magic rates should be in a magic-based class. Those with higher speed growth rates should be moved into cavalry or flyer classes to maximize their speed advantage. Yet other classes have a close to even spread between strength and magic, and these could be moved into a hybrid class like Mage Knight. This is all based on min-maxing, of course, so it isn't necessary that you do what I just described, but you will have an easier time if you choose to do so. Now that we know how stat growth works and how class choice affects it, let's look at the characters with the highest overall stat growth and optimal classes for each. In case you're wondering, I determined these to be the best by taking all their stat growth rates and averaging them, and then ordering them from highest average down. So first up, we have Mavier with an average of 38%. Then Anna with an average of 36%, Kagetsu with an average of 35.5%, and Chloe and Rosado both with 35%. Now because both Rosado and Mavier are not picked up until past the midpoint of the game, I'm going to add the next 2 best stat growth characters for those who want to start building them early on. These would be Celine with 34, and then Alir with just under 34. Now just because these have the best stat growth rates does not mean that they will automatically be awesome when you get them, but investing in them will pay off much better than investing in low stat growth characters like Vander. Sorry, Vander. Also, don't forget we're still going to talk about that thumbnail. Now let's talk about the classes best for each of these 7. First up, Mavier. Unfortunately, you pick up Mavier late in the game and will already have your battle-hardened veterans chosen at this point, but if you choose to sub Mavier in, his best classes for stat growth are the class he already is, Royal Knight, or General, or Great Knight. However, his relatively high magic stat means he could be a strong Mage Knight as well. Next up, we have Anna, which I'm sure you've heard a whole lot about. Mostly the fact that she could be a money-making machine with her unique skill, and that she is the best character to make into a mage. This is true as she ends up with a 75% chance to gain a point in magic every level, which turns her into the mother of all glass cannons. Once you can make her a sage, she has a whopping 80% chance to gain magic each level. She also gets a pretty decent resistance growth rate of 65%, making her excellent at facing off against enemy mages. If you want to invest the extra effort, getting her to High Priest instead makes her nearly just as likely to gain magic quickly at 75% chance, but also gives her better luck gain to help her with her unique skill. Kagetsu is third on the list, but I honestly don't have a lot to say about him. His starting class is Swordmaster, and this is probably the best class for him based on his base strength, dex, and speed growth. His dex and speed especially can make him deadly with follow-up attacks and crits. Chloe is an interesting one because she has near equal growth in both strength and magic, meaning Mage Knight is a very good option here, but she is also tied for the highest speed stat growth. This means that moving her up to a Griffin Knight, or maybe even a Wolf Knight, could be viable as well. Personally, I went Griffin Knight with her because I already had enough mages in my core group. Rosado is another one that is probably best left with a starting class, though based on the strength and speed stats, I'd say he would be good in any of the knight roles. Finally, the additional two, Celine and Alir, both have unique classes that only they can beat. In general, unique classes should provide you with the best versatility and will give you the unique skills otherwise unattainable, though they may not give you the best stat growth overall. I would still recommend sticking to their unique classes though, as these will make them the most efficient on the battlefield. Now about John. As you probably guessed, yes, that's him on the thumbnail. I thought Jean was useless, as his stat growth has him only 4 characters from the bottom of the list, and when we recruit him, he's already behind everyone at level 1. However, while doing the research for this video, I found how exactly his unique skill, Expertise, works. Expertise doesn't just give a small stat boost, no. It doubles his class stat growth. This means that John can effectively take any class and be good at it. In fact, if we make John a Great Knight for instance, his stat growth with the double class growth added in makes him number 2 in terms of stat growth, putting him before Anna. I am now in the process of trying to level John up to take advantage of this, though I wish I would have known this from the start. So if you're just getting started, or starting a second playthrough, make sure you take advantage of John and his unique skill. I hope this video helps you in choosing the best classes for each unit and understanding the leveling system in Fire Emblem Engage. I will leave a link in the description to the growth calculator I found via Reddit, so you can take a look at it for yourself and use it to help you decide who to use and what classes to assign to them. If you're looking for more tips on Fire Emblem Engage, you can watch this video I made for you last week. And as always, thank you so much for watching, have a great day, and keep on gaming.